this planet. One side always in dark. One side always in light. Every 3,000 years, this moon passes between our planet and the sun, forming an eclipse. A shield for the rightful owners. Knowing this, the tribes of the light side have constructed the Light Temple. They believe this temple will protect them from us. Your task is to destroy this place.
Yeah, this voice changer is kind of a cringy.
You are one of the few to walk in the sunlight. Are you ready?
It's curious that they're not streaming on Twitch.
Hey guys, Richard here, Studio Director at Vertigo Games. Welcome to our studio. Today the team will be talking about After the Fall, our biggest and most ambitious VR project yet. We've been working on this for 1.5 years and we can't wait to hear what you guys think.
After the Fall is a VR action FPS with RPG elements set in a shared world with 4-player co-op at its heart. Players use their own combat styles to fight against a variety of these zombie-like creatures known as the Snowbeat in a battle for survival and control of a frozen, post-apocalyptic Los Angeles.
To me, After the Fall is about a lot of enemies and about loads of loot. Me and my team are really pushing the boundaries of VR by getting the largest hordes, the biggest bosses and the richest environments on screen, all shared with players around the world.
So once players have teamed up and selected a loadout, they go on a mission together. Missions can involve various types of objectives. Say a settlement is in desperate need of some assistance and requires you to go out and save them from a giant, colossal snowbeat that you need to take down together. The main focus for After the Fall are the main missions that you do, but aside from that, there's also side content that you can follow, and events, and other interesting encounters that you can do to upgrade your equipment further, you know, and of course, play that endgame.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first ever Upload
Then the makers and the
E3 VR
sunshine.
showcase. Thanks for being here. I'm Jamie. This is going to be exactly what it sounds like, 60 minutes of VR games. That's not a lot of time for me to talk. You just want to see the games. Why don't we just get right to it?
Do you remember Meliora? It was a land of magic and wonder. And many foes wished to claim it.
Looks very Hellblade-y. Ooh, cafeteria. I'm jealous. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah, this is Uploads VR's sewing.
There is no price I wouldn't pay to protect my home. What is but a soul in return for such power?
I don't know anything about the gameplay. Become a wizard? You're a hairy wizard. Oh, Val? Oh wait, is this a Thief 2 thing? Why is this sauce? And hot dogs. Wait, hot dogs, torches, and hand grenades. I called it right when the thing came up. That's kind of sick. So this game has been out for a while, but like the developer always keeps on adding content to it. Here's some good dev vlogs. Oh, rocket jumping in VR! Bro!
Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to Nicorp's offices. We're going to be showing you some footage from budget cuts for PSVR for the very first time. So enjoy.
Alright, so this game's been out on PC for a bit, but I guess it's coming to PSVR now. Which is like, okay. I mean, might as well let them have it. I wish that was VeggieTales Battle Royale. It's all hot dogs. Do they even have hot dogs in VeggieTales?
Hi, my name is James Hunt, and I'm very happy to announce the next title from Fast Travel Games and a passionate project of mine called The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. The Curious Tale is an interactive, heartwarming story where you play your childhood memories formed into tiny worlds in front of you. The game is full of animated life, playful interactions, and joyful, unique puzzles. We at Fast Travel Games are known for our action adventures in first
they got
person,
some sick
but this
tablets.
is something very different. We're a small, passionate team working on this game alongside our bigger titles, and we hope to share something really special. And here's the very first trailer. Enjoy!
Is that you?
Yeah, that's
I
me.
didn't recognize you at first.
I saved.
You're all grown up.
That's me.
Do you remember the curious worlds we created together? You and I? We have a problem to handle there, and I think you can help.
So my hand is a dandelion looking thing. It's cute.
What's cute?
Oh! I'm watching E3.
Oh, what's going on?
Here, I'll link to you.
Hello! We need to put aside our differences and work together.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Except I don't... Oh! This is the best reveal yet!
God.
Okay, guys, let's do this.
This is it.
This is the amazing team I've been working around the clock for.
What is this? What is this stream?
This is just from the... Why is it freaking... Get the mirrors out of here. Okay, get that...
For the players.
Are you freaking kidding me? That was an awesome showcase of the great content VR developers are putting out there right now. Next up, let's take a trip to the TARDIS.
Ooh.
Is this all VR stuff?
Signal of maximum power. Oh, you are gonna love this bit.
Doctor Who The Edge of Time is a feature-length adventure where you get to fly the TARDIS and visit new locations in the world of Doctor Who. The story based around a villain that has awoken. They're in control of space and time, and they sent out a reality virus that totally disrupts.
I saw one episode.
Various
I didn't like it.
Stronger, and I'll soon be through that door, so get a move on. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
We get to visit different worlds, different times. We get to explore worlds really intimately, as well as more challenging mechanics where you might meet well-known characters such as the Weeping Angels or even a Dalek. For us, it's really important that we captured the experience of being in an episode, and that moment when the TARDIS appears is a really powerful moment. And of course, when you open the doors and you can actually see the TARDIS, it's quite amazing, a real VR moment.
What does permit do? I don't know what I just did. How do I mod you? Oh, whoops.
Everyone just says poggers all the time.
Oh my god. Are you looking at the chat? Wait, the YouTube chat is saying
chat.
poggers?
Yeah.
But that's a Twitch thing. Is this Skyrim too?
Skate 4 VR?
Ooh! A cyberpunk car flying game? I saw a video of a developer showing his build of this, and I just love the atmosphere of this one.
EVE Online? Or Elite Dangerous?
No, this is a new one. It's not out yet. The Elite Dangerous doesn't have the cyberpunk vibe. It's mainly just in space. It's literally called lo-fi. It's just going for the aesthetic. You even had the freaking Atari in there, even though the Atari probably has nothing to do with the game. I think. I could be wrong. Oh, quest? Oh! So it's an asymmetric multiplayer game.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm from Resolution Games.
Oh,
We're in
Jay's
the middle of
watching, by the way,
Stockholm,
if you
and
didn't
we're
know.
working on a multiplayer VR game called Akron.
He's in
Akron,
my Twitch
the
chat.
VR player becomes a magical
like,
tree
he said,
trying to defend
want me to
its
attempt banning
acorns.
Presto?
The mobile players
Preston is such a
in
hater,
as
SMH.
squirrels trying to steal the acorns.
We tried to make games that could fit everyone. It was just the most natural thing that, okay, so you're a tree, you have your acorns, and what animal like acorns? Well,
squirrels.
Squirrels, of course.
So essentially it's a party game. You can pick up your friends, they're playing as the squirrels, you throw them away, you can pick up projectiles, a bowling ball. You can even pick up some sap, throw it on the field, and when the sap lays down, the squirrels will be slow when you're running around.
Acorn is coming later this summer to Oculus Rift and Oculus Quest, and we can't wait for you guys.
You gonna get all these games?
Okay, let's get
It's
this
Oculus
straight.
exclusive,
Budget
so
Cuts,
apparently not.
Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets, and Acorn.
I thought you could like hack into
Is
them.
it just me, or are
You
Swedish
can.
developers
I've never
really
bought
good at making
an
wholesome
Oculus
VR games?
exclusive game, though.
Next couple of VR games?
I've only played the free ones.
Not so
Like Lone
wholesome.
Echo, that's a good one. Oh, Syracuse is a good developer. They always had really
We
polished
worked
stuff.
closely with AMC to bring you The Walking Dead Onslaught. We're really excited about this title because it allowed us for the first time to bring together all the amazing technology that we built up from past shooters like Raw Data, the melee experiences from Creed Rise to Glory, and our locomotion system from Sprint Vector for the first time, bringing them together in an action-packed experience like no one's seen before. Not only did we get to work with AMC and
That
some of the
audio
team
mix-
writers, we also got
mix
to
is
work with
not
some of the
the
amazing
best.
talent on the show as well. As you're going through the campaign, you'll be able to level up your characters, unlocking new perks. Not only that, each character will have unique, iconic weapons that you've seen in the show, them using time and time again, and you'll be able to experience what it's like to play as those characters fighting off the walkers. With The Walking Dead, it's not just about the world itself and the walkers, but really how you interact with them, and we wanted to take that to the next level in VR. So building upon our past animated technology with Creed, we wanted to take melee combat to the next level. So we created what we're calling progressive dismemberment. This new system, players not only can decapitate, scalp, carve, impale, and do all sorts of
Oh, he puts
disgusting,
the knife in
horrible
his
things
hand.
to the walkers
Oh, that's kinda
as they
cool.
try to survive through this horrifying experience. It will be available at your local arcades across the globe, but also at retail for the Oculus Rift and the Vive systems.
Is this just Apartment Smasher Simulator?
What?
His hands are... Oh. He was straight up like, yeah, I'm gonna go this freaking ugly. Jay likes it.
This is completely against hotel policy.
Oh, I thought R&R meant rest relaxation, but it said rock and roll.
Well done sneaking in, Agent. You've made your way into Dr. Zor's boardroom. Don't get too comfortable. You're
Oh,
only
is this
here
like
to
expecting
gather
to
intel.
die?
As long as you don't touch anything, you shouldn't have any trouble. We expect nothing less than your usual professionalism. Good luck.
Oh, it is! Okay. I still haven't played this game even though everyone says it's good.
Hey PSVR fans. Enjoying the show?
No.
I hope so, because
Get
the next
PSVR out
couple
of
are for
here.
you. Let's hand it over to one of the coolest dudes in video games.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller from Kinda Funny, and I'm so happy that Upload VR is doing their own showcase. Of course, we're doing our own showcase too, E3, all indie games. It's happening tonight. You can check it out later. Enough about that! Instead, let's talk about PlayStation VR. That's right! The only real form of VR there is. I'm just kidding. I love Oculus Quest. I just have this thing where I joke around
we
about
got a
like
console
PC games.
fanboy
I
now.
digress. PlayStation VR, I'm here to talk to you about Mini Mech Mayhem. It is a game from Future Lab. You might remember them. How could you forget? From the Velocity games that were awesome on the PlayStation Vita. You remember the PlayStation Vita, right? No, you don't. It was a handheld. It had 2 sticks. It was great. Nobody supported it enough, except people like Future Lab. That's why we need to support them with Mini Mech Mayhem.
Rip.
Mini Mech Mayhem is a tabletop action strategy game for up to 4 players online. The game is played out in 2 stages. The first stage is planning, where everyone programs their actions for their little mech, and they use the PlayStation Move controllers to pick the moves for them. And then the second phase is where all those moves that have been programmed play out, and you don't necessarily know which order they're going to play out in. During the programming phase, you're trying to get your mech onto the victory square, or to push another mech into a hazard. You have to try and guess what your opponent is going to do. So if it does go horribly wrong, it's not the end of the world, because you have intercept cards that you can play, such as calling in an airstrike or just nudging someone off by 1 square.
We've got this thing in the game called an avatar, which is what you play as.
How do we
my
start
favourite
this?
thing is to go into the shop and then customise my avatar. You can
Borderlands
also customise your
DLC.
mech as well, your little
just
buddy, and you can put different parts on them and change the colours.
One
One of my unbiased favourite parts of the game is the AI. There are about 60 AI characters in game. Each of the AI characters will have its own difficulty assigned to it. So equivalent of 4 categories: easy, medium, hard, and tutorial. So you might start to recognise some of these AI. If you're playing against hard all the time, you come up against Jack the Brave.
What am I called?
Sorry.
Frosty Matt.
I'm out.
I should have been Lemon Matt, really.
Oh, you can swap with Sour Claire if you want.
I'll be Sour Claire.
At the heart of Mini Mech Mayhem, there's a real strong funny bone, which is new for us as a studio.
Old Sanctuary.
We've made fun games before, we've not made funny games.
Mini Mech Mayhem is coming out on the 18th of June, and you can pre-order now on the PlayStation
the
Spoilers
story
ahead.
is after the events of Borderlands 2. Strongly recommended that you complete Borderlands 2 before continuing to avoid spoilers. Okay.
We should just do all the old DLC, so play 3 others.
Hello, I am Sir Anvil Capheus, soldier of fortune. I am looking for food and shelter. Is there a brothel in this town? Where the fuck is everybody? By all the...
A medieval zombie game? That's kind of newer. I lol at when he asked, is there a brothel in this town?
Oh no.
And they're really letting the atmosphere sink in. And title first?
2019 has been amazing for Purp Games, with much more to come, including the highly anticipated Sorrento, but we're not stopping there.
That's
As
already
you
out on
saw
PC.
earlier, the Angry Birds Movie 2 VR Under Pressure is coming exclusively to PlayStation VR. We're so honored to reveal
Why?
today that Purp are plucking it out of the digital world and are sending it soaring onto store shelves everywhere. We can't wait for you to try this zany underwater adventure when it launches later this
I
year.
hope I get to play as
Also
Ellie.
later this year, Drunken Bar Fight will get a special edition with added DLC, introducing
We're playing as our
4
old
new
characters,
levels and features like character selection, customization, unlockables, and 4-player multiplayer. So roll up your sleeves, ready for when Drunken Bar Fight
Yeah,
Special
really big
Edition comes
hitbox.
to retail in 2019.
I think I'm real
It's
loud.
always listening to the needs of the VR
Drunken Bar
community,
Fights
and that's
coming to
why we are
PCR is
so happy
hilarious,
to
'cause it's
announce
such
Oh, we
like
can
a
shoot the
throwaway
ships.
game.
Pixel-ripped
Oh, this is like level
1999
40 shit.
multi-dimensional homage to retro gaming.
I'm killing that shit.
No, dude, it was an atmospheric
We'll be opening
take,
pre-orders
you know?
very soon.
Like you
And
take in
later
the
this year, we'll
atmosphere to
continue
get
to work with
immersed.
Alvor to publish their highly
Smell the
anticipated
roses.
follow-up, Pixel-ripped
Games are not installed
1995.
up
This one will go to wider physical markets in all territories.
Right, that's it.
Well, almost. We've got one last thing to share with you today.
Jesus.
Maybe there's a thing called a gameplay trailer.
Highwire Games' breathtaking PSVR exclusive adventure enables you
Why?
to achieve the impossible as you gradually explore and unravel the secrets of an ancient city. It's one you've been waiting for, and today we are thrilled to reveal that Golem will get a physical release through Purp Games at launch. Thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I can't
Hey guys,
support
I'm Arjen,
PSVR
programmer at
exclusives.
Vertigo Games, and I'm
Don't thank
excited
me.
to reveal something we've been working on that has been requested a lot. Can't wait what you guys think.
Oh, there's a sunshine. On the quest!
This will be the Arizona Sunshine experience you've come to
Zombies.
love with the freedom of the Oculus Quest
Oh, yeah?
coming this year.
Dance Central is the hottest club in virtual reality,
Oh,
where
yeah.
the music
These
never
say we
stops
got nothing
and the
on Dance
doors never
Central.
close. With a 32-song soundtrack ranging from the 70s to today's biggest hits, you can
P2's
go
got like
in,
1,500
dance with your
custom
favorite
songs.
Dance Central characters to custom choreography, all designed for VR. In addition to
it's a
practice
different game.
mode,
I think
customizing your avatar, competitive and cooperative online multiplayer, we have some exciting new features coming to Dance Central. Playing Dance Central can be a workout. It's definitely a great game for fitness, so we created the fitness app. And the fitness app allows you to track your calories burned
But don't
in
leave
real
the key.
time, as well as your stats over time. A huge part of the experience in Dance Central
Pretty sure
is
this is setting
dancing
up for
with
the whole
characters.
premise of the next game, Preston.
Yeah,
Currently,
they just leave
your
the
friends
key.
can challenge you to beat their scores, but now
Play right there,
the
just
characters are
grab
gonna
it.
challenge you. Dancing with
We
the
killed all of them. I don't
characters
understand. We
allows
just killed
you
all of them.
to
Why
earn
can't we fight right now?
respect
Kill them.
and eventually unlock assets in the wardrobe so you can look fly
God.
anywhere in the game. And finally, we're releasing 6 songs as DLC. So if you've mastered all 32 on the soundtrack,
Handsome,
no problem. We have more
jock.
content coming your way.
Jeff.
Dance Central is available now for the
handsome
Oculus
Jeff.
Quest, Rift
Well, the next
S,
time he's gonna
and
put on a
Rift.
mask to cover
so
his
pick it
ugly.
up and meet us in the club.
I'm really excited to be here to announce
That was
something
all
that we've
DLC.
been waiting to share actually with the
Yay.
rest of the VR community out there. And that is that
dancing
we're
games,
bringing
like, support,
Echo Arena to
full
Quest.
body tracking,
And for
I
us,
feel
that
like
was
it
actually a
would
huge
be
endeavor that we
extremely
started
good.
when Quest was
Like, that'd be
first
a really
announced
cool
internally. So I'm really excited to tell you that soon you'll be able to play Echo Arena in all its glory.
We're on a weenie hunt.
Hello, Captain Rouse. I'm glad to see you.
Wean them out.
You too, I
What level is this
I'm
mission?
also really excited to be
Oh.
here, not only to announce Echo Arena for Quest, but I'm here to introduce Lone Echo 2. In Lone Echo 2, actually, we're joining back in the story of
Arena's
Jack and
coming to
Liv, and
Quest?
you'll be able to kind of reprise your role as Jack
these are big
in the
things.
story
They
that
just-
took
they just
our
casually
characters in the
mention these.
22nd century
Ow,
from
I'm getting
the
jizzed on.
space station around the rings of Saturn, forward 400 years into the future, stranded on this spaceship. But then we open the world by introducing more characters that are going to contribute to your narrative, to the way you're going to play the game, and find out why not only is the gameplay mechanic important, but why is the relationship we build with the two characters important. Lone Echo 2 really reinforces this idea that you and Liv are like family, and that you and her basically will go through anything against all odds.
They can't know you're online. I promise. I'll explain everything when I get back. I'm going to need your help.
I've heard very good things about Lone Echo.
I can't wait to play more Dance Central on Quest. But Lone Echo 2 looked amazing, didn't it? Let's keep rolling with that PC VR vibe.
Oh, Boneworks! This is by Corridor Digital. Or Node, I guess is their more gaming VR-oriented company.
Hey Preston, do you see this shit?
See what?
Hey. All these weird fuckers.
Yeah, I'm killing them.
Monkey bunk.
There's a badass.
Monkey bump?
Battle Lake is our high seas pirate.
Dang.
And the real focus here from Servios is we're just huge fans of high action.
Yeah, I'm like halfway.
And pirate in the high seas.
Meet me
and we just want to
halfway.
bring those all together in an action-packed experience people haven't been able to do in VR yet. Like all games at Servios, we really focus first and foremost on how can we innovate, how can we push the medium.
I forgot what my grenade button was. Hold on, let me figure it out here.
That product we worked on fluid locomotion.
I have all my like
Upon
mouse
fluid
keys set up pretty well for
locomotion,
this.
In the past, the team said, let's take this to vehicles. And the first
Mine's
thing
on my
we
game,
asked
man.
ourselves is, if we're going to put fluid locomotion on a vehicle, what vehicle should we put players in? And everyone said almost simultaneously, pirates, right? Battleships on the high seas. You're constantly surrounded by dozens of pirate ships. We have a variety of weapons, from broadsides to Gatling guns, machine guns, axe throwers, ballistas, all sorts of things. And when you're playing the experience, not only does each pirate lord have a series of weapons and different levels they can progress through the system, they also have their unique powers and abilities. In addition to our campaign mode, we also have warfare mode, where you can have up to 4 players co-op on the same team, going from one scenario to another in a series of missions that give players random objectives.
If I have stuff unlocked on another
Dynamic
tree, does it
enemy
do
types
anything?
that
Or do I
harder
only be on one tree at a time?
So one of the really exciting things we're doing about Battle Lake is we're actually going to have a closed beta. So please go to battlelake.com where you can sign up to participate in that. And players
In
will be able to
Borderlands, if
play
I have
this
one
new
tree
exciting
maxed out,
warfare
like one,
mode before this gets released
like,
to the public.
full skill tree maxed out, can I put stuff on another skill tree and get that benefit?
Yeah.
You were never locked in a skill tree.
Okay, thank you. Well, Jason asked you, didn't say shit.
I was busy fighting people. Focusing on not dying.
I've been betrayed and dishonored.
He's been betrayed and dishonored? Is
All for
dishonored
the sake of evil men and their ambitions.
Oh, horse riding and fighting? And okay, this is a kind of interesting now. I was like, I've seen some medieval fighting before. Oh, is this Skyrim 2? Oh, that's spooky. Bro, you got
The
yeeted
castle
up.
guards serve only to collect.
What more do I have to lose?
The Soul Keeper.
We're working on Space Team Virtuality, which is a cooperative shouting game where you have to stop your ship from reaching its impending doom. The only way you can do that is by yelling at your friends.
We've licensed the original Space Team iOS and Android game with over 8 million users. We've brought that great couch co-op play, brought it into VR.
It's for between 2 and 6 players. You can play locally or you can play online.
Just like the original game, each sector gets harder and harder and crazier as you're shouting things to each other. Different challenges in each sector as you get a different set of controls on your panel. Ray guns to shoot, you can shoot all the aliens that are throwing goop at your panels with.
You've got a special hammer, so when everything inevitably breaks, you can then fix it.
Yeah, dude, it's
we've got fire extinguishers to put all the fires out, which will inevitably happen.
Space Team!
You'll have asteroid fields that you need to defend against.
And of course, we've got terrifyingly difficult to understand instructions and a high level of technobabble.
And lots of over-the-top facial expressions from your various avatars, which will also be personalisable as well. Ultimately, the important thing to remember for this game is you have to work together as a space team! We're going to be opening the game up for alpha testing soon.
We're really excited to be bringing Space Team to VR fans at home, but also
your new Bandit Pro.
So people who might not have access to headsets can go off and play.
Funny.
And watch this space.
Yeah, Vaughn is pretty good too. You guys didn't play the Telltale game, did you?
No.
Well, rip. And this basically
Audica is a
tells you
VR
everything that
rhythm
happened in
shooter
that game.
available now in early access. Armed with dual blasters, players shoot and smash to the beat of a killer soundtrack with 22 songs and counting. We've already released 10 updates in early access, and later this month we'll have our biggest update yet. It will include more new songs, a new environment, a new weapon set, and new leaderboard features that make it easier to challenge and compete with your friends, even cross-platform.
We recently updated the game to allow for custom blasters and avatars, and we also shared tools to allow you to create alternate target maps for any of the songs in our game soundtrack. Today, we're releasing an in-game editor that allows you to shoot along to any song on the soundtrack any way you like, which is immediately a playable map which can be shared or exported to Reaper for tweaking.
We are extremely grateful to our Audica creators and wanted to find a special way to showcase and reward that creativity. So we're excited to invite all of you to create your own playable maps.
Basically
Submit them through our Discord channel by July 10th for a chance to win prizes. We look forward to playing what you make.
New characters.
You can pick up Audica now on Steam, Oculus Store, or Viveport. And we'll see you on the leaderboards.
Well, you can't buy it anymore, right? Closed?
You could probably, I mean, you'll probably download it somehow.
Yeah. Fired it. They should make it like open source.
Asgard's Wrath is an action-adventure RPG game set in a Norse mythology backdrop. You're going to be exploring a number of realms throughout the entire game.
Oh, that brain looks
You're going to
nice.
meet some of the famous Asgardians from across the world of Wrath. Loki's going to be sending you off to different realms to meet mortal heroes that you're going to aid and help to complete their saga.
Cowards! I will not be swept away so easily!
Gameplay is very action-oriented. As a god, you're going to be converting animals to assist the human characters. The shark's pretty hungry, so you could tell him to eat corpses. As he's eating the corpses, sometimes he'll be pulling a lever that's lifting up a platform, or he could be opening a door. I think people have never seen combat like what they're going to see in Asgard's Wrath. It's so visceral to have the sword and the shield in your hand and feel the impact and really feel like you're there competing with somebody. But probably one of my favorite elements is when you first, as a god, convert an animal and you put it down, to actually initiate and make that animal be your follower and do your bidding. You've got to walk over and give him a high five or a fist bump to get him to follow you.
My blades are at your command.
Asgard's Wrath will be out fall 2019, and it'll be out on the Oculus Rift. And make sure to play it on the Oculus Rift S because it looks absolutely fantastic on that.
My name is Victoria.
Gross.
In the 4th year of the reign of King James, I was knighted for fending off a raid by orcs from the Black Fist. Shortly after, I joined the Vulpine Order to help maintain peace in the city. In the 6th year of King James, I saved a group of noble women from an unruly mob at Rose Square. And in the following year, I defeated a company of bandits gathering near our border. I accompanied my lord as his steadfast guard through the Shadow Hills,
Asgard's
the
Wrath
Azure
kinda looks
Marshlands,
good.
and the Ashen Plains.
We gotta go get plant nuts.
No one dared doubt my loyalty.
Yeah, it's burnt.
Until, that is, Lord Conrad was injured in battle during the Cobalt.
I keep wanting to like double jump a cannon.
Yeah, I know, because of the free sequel.
Yeah.
I like her little face thing.
Someone's coming. Be quiet. We don't have much time. Where were we? Oh, right. The injury. While the Lord was recovering, Baroness Eva took control of the military. Baroness Eva began installing her close allies in positions of power. I couldn't stand it any longer. So we planned to retake the castle. But then, she uncovered our plot. Last night, just as I was supposed to meet Lord Conrad, I sneaked into
Oh, I need a car.
Why are there like
a familiar smell
cute night waifus in this game?
The wretched smell of blood, just like being back on the battlefield. I checked on Lord Conrad immediately, but he was already lying there dead, drenched in blood. It was obvious that his last breaths were spent in agony. I couldn't find any wounds, and the color of his blood was strange. As if he were poisoned.
No.
Suddenly, I realized I had stumbled into a trap. Baroness Eva had been behind everything from the very beginning. I fought, but there were too many of them. I somehow managed to escape. And now... But I must go on.
We're here!
Treason, plain and simple. And I'm out to expose the traitorous plot.
Oh, what? That's the best sword?
Well, actually, we're not here.
Hey, Shahan.
Yeet?
If you help
Well,
me
here's something funny.
I will bring
What's
no
funny?
charges against you.
One of the sponsors for our race car is Scooter's Garage.
Logan.
It's what?
Logan.
Scooter's Garage.
Uh-oh. You have a sponsored race car?
Yep.
Oh.
Garden of the Sea is a VR game
I gotta
about
play
truly
that so I can
belonging
be
somewhere, about creating a home
waifu
with your
knight?
own hands, and about exploring and connecting with the world around you.
You start out on a small island and you have a little cottage, and your objective is to grow your own garden and explore the nearby islands and befriend some interesting creatures and basically just make this world your home.
We had this internal pitch day right after we released Budget Cuts, and Christopher, the art director on this game, and I both came into the pitch day and basically pitched the exact same game. So we looked at each other and we're like, we kind of have to build this now, don't we? We've got a plant growing system and a crafting system. We want to do some crossbreeding in the future, both for the animals and for the plants, so that you know, what you're feeding them affects how they behave or what they look like in the future. We have some quests. We have a boat.
You hit harder, by the way, like
soon.
Another thing that
melee.
I do like is the creatures.
Oh, it was just melee?
Because they are really
If you're inside
fun
the
to
gas pocket,
interact
then
with.
melee works
Yeah,
better.
they're so cute, aren't they?
Yeah. And I hope we're gonna add
I like really melee.
for the full
You're the
game.
melee
I have
dude.
to say I have like a soft spot for the
Yeah, I
crafting
know.
system. That one I think has a lot of potential to become really cool. So we figured like, why not release
You like
it
litter every place we
now,
go on those shield
today,
boosters.
in way too early access.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We have so many ideas about what we want to build, but we want to know what you want the game to have.
Oh,
We
I
need
found
your
the flowers,
input on
yeah,
that to
Achilles.
figure out how to make this game the
They
best
have
it
a
possibly can
security
be.
at little dog.
We're releasing Garden of the Sea on Steam, and we will support all the major VR headsets via Steam VR.
Back high five.
How's that? I don't know.
That's how that works.
These cool backwards
We're not good at high fives.
I want to
We're gonna
kill
work on our high fives.
Gags.
Hi,
Skag.
I'm Paul Vandermeer, lead designer at
Aw.
Vertigo Games, and today we're proud to
Can we
reveal
kill two
the
Skags?
first gameplay footage of the Dam DLC, the largest
Okay, find
Arizona
them.
Sunshine
DLC?
mission
Uh-oh.
yet.
I don't know if any of them are
On
spawning.
your way, August 27th. Please enjoy.
The freaking Eromanga Sensei.
You knew what you were getting into. Get
Freaking in the
inside the
background.
dam,
It's
reset the
hilarious.
control systems.
I don't know, bro.
Useful.
Tannis is a weirdo.
Vertigo Games like release those 3 different things. They're making a lot.
Oh. Something's spawned.
Okay then. Let us begin.
Hi, I'm Erin, head of content at
let's go.
Hammerhead, an immersive entertainment studio based in the
Just
UK.
waiting for shit to spawn in.
We're excited to announce that we're working on the continuation of Abe, the award-winning 2013 cult film by Rob
I want to hit it again, but I can't.
Abe is a tense psychological horror about a robot who's looking for love in all the wrong places. We are creating a multi-format story world, leading with a pioneering location-based VR experience that will be brought to life through state-of-the-art volumetric capture. We're also bringing you a short film and a game release that can be played with or without VR. We're proud to present the first teaser. Take a look.
Oh, that bass. Wow.
Whoa! Hello.
Oh.
Dude, they're doing everything. They made a movie, and now they're doing a.
He like aggroed straight after me. Oh, he gets shield for the sword.
I can't.
It's clipping the left and right.
Let us begin.
Wait, he's just looking for love, right? Let's just meet for the kitchen.
Ow.
It's just real love. Oh! See, I told you, he just wanted you to eat.
You got him?
Good.
Yeah.
But you know, you stay away from red meat, you know?
Maybe this time.
Cook chicken instead.
I will get it right.
This is probably the best.
Maybe this time. I will fix you.
Time to get back on that slot grind.
Abe looks amazing, but
time to get
what
back
are
on
you gonna
that
do to
golden
pig?
box.
Anyway, thanks Hammerhead for that one.
Yep.
In fact, we're nearing the home stretch
Right.
now, so it's time to start throwing some more megatons your way. Here's a
I
latest
don't know what level.
one.
The last time we did that, what level?
I was level 30 when I did it last.
Let me check my weapon level.
Welcome, Agent.
Yeah, 30. Almost just 30. So maybe we'll get to like 40?
Action first-person shooter.
Oh no,
I should wait.
I got like 80 something of them, so.
Oh, speaking of guns.
The original inspiration for Aspire
Rocket.
actually came from
Yeah, I just
Upload VR's Presence podcast that they ran in 2016. One of their listener questions was, why aren't there any realistic stealth games
Austin's got to
in
catch
VR?
up back to us with the level,
Games
or
like
else we
Metal Gear
can't do
Solid
like
and
the
Splinter
old.
Cell. And for 2
quests.
years, we've been trying to reimagine these classic
kill
stealth
one of them.
mechanics in VR.
Yeah, Spire's been built for VR.
Oh, we gotta
PC
get headshots,
headsets,
bud.
including the
Remember, we
Oculus
need
Rift
Raid
S,
Matter.
Valve Index,
Ooh.
the HTC Vive,
Ooh,
and Windows Mixed Reality. It's also coming to PSVR and the Oculus Quest, where gameplay will remain one-to-one.
I'm
A
glad they
huge
called
problem
out
with
every all
VR
platforms.
is simulator sickness, or VR sickness.
Yeah, I left
And right from day one, we've always wanted all players to play Aspire
lowered
with
their
the full
volume.
freedom of movement and the precise control that they expect from console shooters. So early in development, we invented the
dare you.
Aspire Control Theater. It is our locomotion system with its comfort features, and the Aspire Control Theater allows for full
can
freedom
raise
of
my mic
movement,
too.
maintains immersion in the game world, and minimizes VR sickness.
We've also got electromagnets in the Aspire robot's hands, so you can climb metal surfaces throughout the game and distance grip certain objects, which gives you a variety of stealth options when you're playing the game. You can actually sneak up behind guards if you're undetected and physically say freeze, and they'll be held up.
Okay,
Players
that's
experience
cool.
long-form, story-driven campaign missions, so they take 30 to 80 minutes to complete. Progress can be saved mid-mission, which is perfect for playing on the go.
There are also a number of virtual challenges that test your skills on global leaderboards.
Tripwire have just been fantastic over the journey. They've been so much more than just a publisher.
You can say
They've provided us
freeze to
dev
people.
support and a variety of other resources throughout the journey.
The Aspire team is extremely excited to get the game into your virtual hands. You'll be able to play Aspire this coming August, where it will be available on all platforms.
Then I'll buy it with
To find
virtual
out more
money.
about the game and to
For
stay
my
up to date
virtual
on the
hand.
latest developments, be sure to visit us on our social media platforms.
Holy f***, that looked amazing.
Whoa,
if you like that, check out this cool.
Whoa!
Hey everybody, Shabs, game director here at First Contact Entertainment. I'm
Twitch
excited
chat,
to be here on
close your
behalf of our
ears.
team to give you guys a world
What do you say?
exclusive to the new title we're
He
working
said
on.
bloop,
It's a fast-paced multiplayer shooter.
and then he put a
in
little bit
VR.
of bloop. And I'm like, bruh.
The stream did?
No, that's literally what he said. He said bloop.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh,
How dare you?
how dare you? I didn't remember the title. What was the title?
How are you gonna get there too?
Budget Cuts 2? They just announced the original coming to freaking PSVR, and now we're already getting Budget Cuts 2.
So we knew early on that we wanted to make Budget Cuts 2 a game of larger scope and variety. So that's when we asked Fast Travel Games to collaborate with us.
I mean, we used to share an office back then, so we played each other's games before they were finished. There was lots of discussions and great ideas being thrown around. So when Neat approached us to co-develop this game, my thoughts went back to those discussions, and I'm really, really happy we will work together to make them come alive. In Budget Cuts 2, you're on a mission. It used to be about saving your job, but now you have to save the world. So your mission is to take down Transcorp, a mega powerful
So is
corporation
level in this
that
game
kills
based just on the
humans
host?
and replaces them with workaholic robots,
By level of enemies?
all in the name of efficiency. And to accomplish this, you have to leave your office cubicle and travel
So we can
across
say
several
Austin
new types of environments.
So these new environments, they enable us to make new gameplay, both in terms of enemy encounters and puzzle solving, and combining that with our improved AI system and new types of enemies, new types of gadgets, lets us make a whole new range of challenges.
He hasn't
So it's
finished
not
the main
just
campaign
like
on
choosing
his
between stealth or action, it's more fine-grained, like
I think it will.
how you choose to approach a stealth
I think you
scenario,
can just draw
or
whatever.
what tools you use
probably won't be
to
able to
accomplish
host
your
it.
goals. The original Budget Cuts was about escaping
Until he,
the
like,
Transcorp
gets to the
offices,
first
so
fast travel.
we found that players were taking
I think it's
a
on
very
that,
cautious approach to enemies.
In Budget Cuts 2, it's much more about infiltration, about getting closer to the Transcorp headquarters to finally be able to take them down. Budget Cuts 2 is a self-contained title, so you don't have to have enjoyed Budget Cuts 1 to play this.
Oh.
But I think you really should, because it's an awesome game.
Stay tuned, because Budget Cuts 2 Mission Insolvency will be released on all high-end VR headsets this year.
What?
When the marketing team doesn't talk to the dev team, and they're just
Okay, hold on to your butts. It's the big finale. Let's hand it over to Cloudhead Games.
Ooh, Cloudhead? Cloudhead is fog. It's interesting that it's self-contained. It seems like I'd probably like not have to play one and get a much better gameplay experience with number 2. This art style looks amazing. They're definitely going after super hot with this art style. It's like, yeah, we have something even more visually cool looking.
Of genres. We've been describing it as like a music rhythm FPS game, but it also has the inklings of like a runner game and a bullet hell game.
So I think you have to keep on running in this one.
Dead accurate to hit, and it's a rhythm game that doesn't require you to take out enemies in a specific order.
To me, the gameplay of Pistol Whip is all about speed. You're not taking your time and aiming down the sights to make sure you get a headshot on a dude. You don't have time for that. You gotta move quickly through the scene, taking out as many guys as you can, dodging bullets all at the same time.
I love this idea that you are kind of just focus on the thing that you're good at. And in this case, it's either being reactive and accurate to hitting enemies, or you're thinking about the beat and the musicality of it.
It's like taking chocolate and peanut butter in VR. With
I like rhythm games. I like
Help!
shooting
I've been
games.
hit. Rhythm of Beat Saber, and you've got your frenetic action, super hot, and you put them together.
You like people to not have blue hair? I don't know. I've seen some cool looking blue haired waifus.
Action hero badass.
We ended up
I saw some nice
listening to all the
Natsukis in
tracks, obviously,
MMO
and
too.
as the team kind of focused in on what we really wanted the heart of the game to be. It became clear that one label in Montreal really stood out. Cannibal and Records is who we ended up partnering with.
Straight from the grave.
It just seemed to have this library of really dramatic and kick-ass epic action songs, but they're also just super fun. So it really kind of hit the sweet spot for us and what we were looking for.
A round of Pistol Whip feels kind of like watching a high-octane action movie trailer. You know, if you liked John Wick, Hardcore Henry, Equilibrium.
The guy's on his knees like he's just sliding the entire like football field.
Figuring out a way to
freaking like a soccer celebration.
A lot of rhythm games do deal with just your static and you're in a void and things sort of fly past you. We wanted to go a different direction and move the player actually through a space so that we could tap into action movie tropes. This is not exactly
Oh my God.
the club from
Yeah, I had like 12 health.
tapping into that same
Why? You don't recharge?
Even by happenstance, without even trying, the player's going to be kind of musically flowing through the game just based on where the enemies are popping up.
The stuff that you see in your typical rhythm game,
That's not a
where you have a
He's just a
specific
game
set
developer.
of targets to hit at a specific timing.
Oh
That
shit,
doesn't
I was about to
exist.
get you. You scared me.
You're presented
I feel like moving.
opportunities in a rhythmic manner that's driven by the music that's at the heart of everything, and you choose how
Just
to
think you're watching the
capitalize on
Hunger
those.
Games, dude. Remember,
At the
everyone had
start,
funky
you're trying
hair.
to compete against
in
yourself.
that.
You're trying to
Hi,
best your
Talon.
last score. You're trying to
Good job.
In the
be
capitalize.
more tactical,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
more surgical with how you're taking out enemies. You start
Guys, go
in
back
a
up there
panic
now.
state. I like the kind of
The other one.
steps and stages you experience as you kind of go through different songs and
Vanish
you
real
learn
good.
how to be a great Pistol Whip player. I think our studio shines in terms of game feel. Whether it's a deeply complex narrative experience or something like we did for Valve with the Hand Labs experience or Pistol Whip, we pride ourselves on knowing what feels good, and I think Pistol Whip feels
What's
amazing.
chat say?
And
Nice,
people
so
get it
I am
when
pleased.
they play it.
Hugging us upload.
Okay, that's a wrap. We are done, finished, finito, out of here. Thank you so much for watching the first ever Upload E3 VR showcase. Thank you to every developer that took part today. You guys make the VR industry what it is. Let's close out with another look at some
Buffering? Okay, perfect time. Another look.
of the games we covered today.
Okay, so we got tabletop Overwatch.
Ah, fuck.
Close up
Someone's a saw blade fucking.
I'm not having a good time right now.
I don't really recognize all these things. Didn't I watch the whole thing? Conquer's bad for a day too.
Kill that one there. Oh.
Help!
That is just a Piplup! Ooh, get it.
Can you kill somebody? Close. Nice. Run, dude. I'm about that too.
Lo-fi. Abe, my boy. see if 2, 3. Boneworks looks so good. Oh, they have a Discord server.
We gotta save him.
And now it's time for E3.
Oh my god,
questions?
bruh.
It's okay.
Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, worry.
So, any gamers?
Gamers, rise up.
Let's see if people answer my question.
You know, if you could stop dying,
a
I'd
really
really
cute waifu
appreciate
that
it.
someone just posted it. There's a Kaguya. Was it? No, it's a chica. It's a chica. It's a chica. Chica, kachika, kachika, chica.
Ba 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 bum. Ba ba
Shahan got crazy.
ba 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 ba. Not quite. I know what he's talking about.
The chica went by too fast.
Yes, I'll take that, please. Give me 31% health regen a second. Thank you. Oh, we had to revive
They didn't even
Mordecai.
have a
He's down.
countdown.
Oh, rip.
Wait, is this Twitch not working for me? Hold on, let me refresh the page. What the heck is going on? Oh, there, now it's working. I think.
I have 10 team health regen a second.
Let me exit out of YouTube. Maybe that's why.
I have 31.9.
Team or yourself?
Myself, the mod.
Well, now you have 40 because I'm giving. Good.
My name is Day 9.
There we
I'm
go.
one of your
Oh,
hosts
we're
of this
going?
event.
We're here?
Joining me is the fantastic Frankie.
We're gamers.
You like drop down so low.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone. Now, for you guys at home, for the first time, whatever platform you're watching on, we are going to be pulling your clever comments. Just remember that I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen.
They're putting Twitch chat in the.
And one of the
Okay,
things
that's not a good idea.
for your questions for the Borderlands 3 team, because Sean, you've got a mission to put their questions to the developers later.
That's right. Midway through this show, I'm going to be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show.
It's just gonna open.
Until then, let's start the PC Gaming Show with our very first title from UK developer Rebellion. Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up
What is that?
to Evil Genius, a real-time
Doesn't look like
evil layer
anything.
simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show.
I have like my Discord zoomed out so I can see more. That makes it look like nothing.
Here is the world is
Oh, you have to look at the default scaling.
Yeah, I do not have that.
I mean, you do
Can you just
have
send
it.
me like a screenshot? Oh, I know what it looks like. Oh, what is that supposed to be?
Knuckles.
Oh. I see it now. Okay, I didn't see it at first.
The upload
Right.
VR showing ended, and now I'm watching the PC gaming show.
Yeah, I need new weapons.
They're good, fam. I don't think it matters that much.
Why are you doing dick for damage?
Well, I think it's because we're just fighting high-level enemies, bro.
Tuesday night. thanks you ship? Uh-oh, another more sharks. See?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the successor to one of the most
The guy in
beloved
the left of the
RPGs ever.
stage.
And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Mitsoda and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game, so what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the
Did you walk over there?
It means
No, I
that
took the
a
car.
lot of people have
Oh, okay.
very high expectations, and we have to meet those.
Well, let's take a look at whether you are going to meet them, because we are going to take a look at the world's first
Ooh,
gameplay
Hearthstone
footage.
Rage. Ollie was looking to get back into Hearthstone.
Rip.
I guess I have to be the one to tell you.
Jay, why don't you just join voice chat?
You're dead.
Oh, I'm dead? Okay. It's good to know. I'm finally, I mean, I'm
You're
waiting for a
obviously new
bit.
to this whole existence.
What?
But truth
I'm dead?
is, most of you types won't
No.
even make it a whole year.
Don't die.
Dead end?
Some
We
people
have
like
one
you.
rule. You don't break the masquerade.
Found the slot machine.
Nice. Is there 2 of them? Or 3?
No, there's just one.
Maybe there's more.
The city. We're all
You
fighting.
know that guy developed a vampire video game.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun yet?
That's a mouthful. Vampire, and it's not just vampire, it's Vampire the Masquerade. It's not just Vampire the Masquerade, it's Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Guys,
two,
what does it
the
mean to
second
be a
one.
vampire in this world?
So in Empire, what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires kind of need to keep their presence secret from humanity. So the vampires are kind of staying hidden in the shadows while also needing to feed on human beings.
Dude, those gloves with that hair, you're right, I didn't even notice. Oh my
We're talking about feeding on human beings. I'm getting flashbacks to last year's show. Cara, it's not just a case, though, of sucking blood and filling up your health meter, is it? Actually, different types of blood do different things.
That's right. So we have the resonance system.
Oh
which means that
dang.
essentially
He can't hear you
vampires,
over his because he
can
has
kind of,
AirPods, that's why.
Like, see the emotional
Oh,
resonance
oh no.
of human beings.
Oh god.
Like fear or desire, and then they can feed on those people to like feel the same things as human beings do, to feel more kind of alive, and that can give you like extra boosts in the game.
And there were some really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of relationships are we going to be forming with them as the player?
Well, very
What's poppin', Rimbo?
fragile, very volatile relationships, very mature relationships. So it's going to be a fun time.
And one thing that was really intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game, because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually have to adjust to your environment to becoming a vampire, Sarah.
That's right. So essentially, in the game, when you were made as a vampire, sort of very young vampire, a lot of other vampires are made at the same time in this thing called the mass embrace. And that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world.
John.
You're having a relatively good time compared to
Do you know where the golden
Say,
chest is
doing,
after you leave
you're going through
Sanctuary?
vampire
It's
puberty,
in the like right next to the
on
fast
their
travel.
own, and you might have a family.
In
you
Sanctuary.
Might have, say a wife and children, and
No,
you are
not
morally
in Sanctuary,
objecting to
after, like at
drinking
the-
blood to survive. And so you might have
There's
a
no
less
other
good
chests
time,
that I know
let's
of.
say, than the player is having. So you can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian, the first game came out in 2004.
Preston,
You've
get out
been
of the menu.
waiting
Wait, I'm looking at
15
stuff, hold on.
years for this.
Oh, if you're not
You can look
aware, this
later.
game is 15
No.
years after the original.
But
It's a long
yeah,
time to make a
we're
sequel.
We're going to make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys?
Preston, get out of menu.
Bro, give me a second.
So I think you've convinced
From what I've
everyone here
heard, a
now.
lot of
When
people
are we going to
who
be
played
able to
the
play
original
the
are
game?
like, we're super hyped about this.
We're going Q1
Alright, I'm ready.
next year.
Fantastic.
Wait,
When
hold
do we
on.
learn
We need to
more?
get these exclamation marks, don't we? The map?
We're coming right back
Thank
here.
you
I'm
so
just
much,
going to get
Brian and Cara.
guns.
Good luck. Give it up, guys.
I'm giving it up.
Now,
I gave it up a
have
long
you
time
ever
ago.
wanted to play Dwarf Fortress in space? Starmancer
Limbo.
is a space station sim from Ominux Games and Chucklefish. After a
chest is
catastrophe on
gone. You
Earth,
don't get it,
humanity
huh?
has launched a desperate attempt to find
Right here.
refuge among the stars.
Well-
Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even
I'll take the
smallest
ones you don't want.
mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
Wait, Siren, that's... I don't want it, though.
You can have that shield front. You can have that one if you want.
Alright, out the way. What is this game about?
Hey bitch, did I say you could have that?
It's burst fire.
I know. I don't want
Both
it.
started as modders, and now they each independently run their own studio. Let's welcome to the stage, from Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
We saw them in the last.
Hey, Sean.
So in that VR. So what was the game they made?
Now I understand. Both of you started as modders, working independently, and running your own studios. Talk to me about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Torn Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And we've been
I heard about them in the last E3 show, so technically I've heard about them before.
Independent, former mod team, professional super group to get an awesome game out to fans.
Yeah, and for us, this is a dream partnership as well. We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we really respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation to the FPS genre, and that's what we're all about.
Wait, what? That's not
Let's take a
unheard
look
of.
at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
Yeah. Who's Who? You're tripping over yourself. Freaking check yourself, dude, before you wreck yourself.
You go first. It's your chicken. Follow me to battle.
I don't think I have chivalry.
You can have that if you want.
Isn't that Mordehau? Isn't that the new
No, I
chivalry?
haven't. Get off the damn case, Preston. I can't see shit. Take.
Dang, like all these games are making money. You gotta be more happy.
Oh, talk to me about
That's not either of
Chivalry
us.
2, Steve.
No, take it.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode, Team Objective, does that.
I'm gonna watch.
by
Why
having
don't you
players
just let me
complete
watch it?
medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages.
Why do you need
and,
that?
I want
And,
that.
yeah, you're not
That
just
sucks.
going and standing in an area
What are you
and
gonna do
then
with the
a
old
bar
one?
fills up. You're, like
Bruh.
you said, burning houses, killing peasants, you know, playing as
It looks the
peasants,
same.
getting
Mordehau
killed.
has
It's really
been
about
doing
letting
really
the player
well, so I was like
experience every
forced to know about
iconic
it.
moment of the era. And on top of that, this time around we've increased the player count scale to about 2.5 times.
So that one does 2 damage per shot, right?
64 players. And on top of that increased scale, we've added a mode which really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
Don't worry, we'll ignore the last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Yes.
All right, so I want to ask about the swordplay element to Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Yeah, and this time around, we've completely revamped. I mean, we really view what we're doing here as bringing a true sequel.
Basically, it looks exactly like
We've
Chivalry.
attempted to completely revamp the combat, movement, and animation systems so that every swing, every action of the combat feels readable.
I need a new
and
shotgun
fair,
is what I need.
and also has the satisfaction of and the weight that you would expect when two medieval knights in full armor are clashing.
Yeah, and it's very, very fluid and much more accessible than the previous game. And it's, you know, the pace is so much quicker. It was what I really enjoy when I'm playing it.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity, because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of reset. So it's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand that in Chivalry 2, the swordplay operates differently than that.
Yeah, we kind of think of it like when you're swimming, where you're kind of constantly using both arms at the same time. And a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can fight multiple opponents at the same time.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situation?
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy and achieving glory on the battlefield.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask, I'm talking about swordplay and mastery, but the original Chivalries, I mean, it's kind of like silly fun. Like, how do you balance the mastery with the fun element?
Yeah, our goal has always been to make it so that players can take the game as seriously as they want to and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half our audience plays the game drunk, and we love that.
At least half.
Yeah.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well.
How do we
in
track
the
that?
over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities.
Why'd you tell them? Wait, why didn't you just ask me what I wanted?
As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
Like picking up a chicken as a weapon,
physically
that's a
clubbing
mechanic.
him to death with a
Well,
chicken.
that's excellent. Well, I mean, I have to ask, when can people get their hands on Chivalry 2?
So Chivalry 2 is coming out early 2020, and it's coming first to the Epic Games Store.
Oh, look forward to checking it out in early 2020. Gentlemen, John Gibson and Steve Piggott with Chivalry 2. Thank you so much. We are just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
I'm pretty sure Day 9's been hosting PC Gaming Show for a while now. So I don't think this is new.
Coming up, build a world for wildlife in Planet Zoo.
Ooh.
From the creators of
3 ammo per
Darksiders,
shot.
Remnant from the Ashes,
Yep.
Baldur's Gate 3, and more trailers, interviews, and gameplay footage.
Take that too.
Uh-oh, epic. Blops, dude, I gotta get my blops. How many terablops?
You got both of them.
Dude, that's how I feel like playing mobile games.
Go ahead and take both of them.
Flip flop. Where's everyone walking? Oh, it looks, I like the aesthetic. Oh wait, shoot, it's out now!
That was a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury.
G2A itself
How are you guys
isn't
enjoying it
legit,
so far?
dude.
There's been some swords, some space
It's
stations,
sketch.
vampire puberty. We're listening to your reactions to the PC Gaming Show throughout the entire broadcast, no matter what platform you're watching
It's
and
like-
ranting on. So keep them coming.
It's not like they
Our
just
next
straight
game
up
is
don't
a
give it to
go-to
you, it's
multiplayer
just...
hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs
You
and
kinda-
get ready
it's kinda
for
risky.
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Cause G2A itself will try to get you on their subscription services without you even knowing.
Yep. Also, they like steal keys from, or they get keys from bad sources.
And the keys could be stolen.
I don't want it.
They're siren mods.
I don't want it.
I usually just go to isthereanydeal.com to find my cheapest game.
Bandit damage? Second win. Oh. Cool.
You have that one.
No, you got it.
So just tell me where are you? Said, and I quote, I'll take anything you don't want.
Uh-oh, oh, it's the chair. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Oh. Can't beat the chair. Wait, is this Ghostbusters? Oh, dude, it's Ghostbusters asymmetric multiplayer? It's prop hunt! But when the props can fight back, props rise up! Props rise up!
Rise up, gamer.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone!
Thank you for having me.
Sam, please tell us what is going on in that.
Okay, I'm done.
What is Midnight
Yeah,
Ghost
what the
Hunt
frick
all
is
about?
going on? I have no idea, please. It makes no sense. Why would you even want to make this game? Why would you want to sell it? Are you crazy?
Like a 4v4 format.
I see.
The ghosts can hide inside average everyday objects around the haunted house. The goal is to look like harmless furniture, but on the inside, they're not so harmless.
That's my goal,
ghosts.
honestly, anytime I'm at a party.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about hiding as a lamp to try to assault and take out a hunter. It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away and continue to hide.
Exactly. So the main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, you know, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with.
Hunters?
Well, what's the identity of the hunters? I mean, when seeing furniture flying all over the place, what are the hunters doing?
So the hunters, they kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding because it's not really you know, obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, they've got like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding, basically. As soon as the first ghost is found, though, it starts getting a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghosts.
I see. Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on a Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
Right. So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back.
He's like,
the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide-and-seek sort of mashup. You have a reason
It looks like a polished prop hunt, like not just like
the things that you're hunting. So that changes up the dynamic a good amount.
And I want to ask about
They had a
when
game
the
like that
clock
before.
strikes midnight.
There was a
We
prop
saw
hunt
the
game
very
that came out.
spooky red color pop up.
Oh,
We didn't
well,
see
there's a new
what
one called
happens
Ghost
then.
Hunt.
What's going on there?
So midnight, if even one ghost survives, 4 minutes
Is Prop
into the
Hunt
match,
trademarked?
then,
Can they just
you hear
make a
this
game called
ominous
Prop
grandfather
Hunt?
clock chime across the map. All the lights will actually flicker
you
out.
could, I
It'll
guess.
get really dark and
Item
scary,
hunt.
and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually
Asset
return
hunt.
as
Wait,
vengeful
vote? How do I
spirits.
vote? How do I
They're a
vote?
lot
Where's
more
the
powerful
vote?
than before, and they glow a very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have
What
turned.
have I done?
The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive
Where's
long
the
enough for the
poll?
evac to come, which is another 4
We've seen
minutes or
Gmod
so.
too.
Usually the ghosts win when it gets to midnight.
Are you talking about like 90% of the time?
Like
wind up
9,
something
yeah,
like
usually
that?
because the ghosts are so overpowered at midnight.
Right.
The hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all of the ghosts and clearing the house, basically.
Well, awesome. When can people get the chance to try out
We're here.
Midnight Ghost Hunt?
So we'll be running an alpha event later in the summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord.
See, now I actually do damage to these guys.
Later in the summer,
official
we'll be
Discord.
on our Discord as well as on our main website.
I refuse to
Wonderful.
believe it makes a
Ladies and
difference.
gentlemen, Sam Malone from Vaulted Sky Games. For our next title, we got Frankie up in the balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie,
Ooh,
this
Frankie.
is a sequel.
You do understand correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve its mysteries.
Oh dang, Day9's
Explore
like,
a
get off my
beautiful world,
stage.
engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and
Outside
ancient
the door.
statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Sandworm.
You know what's funny? I unexplored because I never played Unexplored, so it's Unexplored for me. And Unexplored 2 is also Unexplored for me, so it's Unexplored 2.
Carrot cake.
Oh, Trent, you are completely right. I'm like, there's something about her. In the previous PC gaming shows, they usually just sit at a desk like it's a talk show or something. I know there's a Goblin Slayer mobile game. I think it is at least. Or is it a gacha game? Wait, what we're watching right now is Goblin Slayer? My gosh, Trent, nice meme. Last night, Shake Goblin Slayer was an isometric.
So we have to go this way.
Well, we do. But there's secrets over here.
We can do secrets. These enemies are so loud.
It's King Goo.
One of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean. What you got for us?
Samsung C27 RG5 curved.
Ooh, curved.
Let's take a look.
240
I think
hertz.
this is just the way to get back faster. Look up there.
Yeah, they took a second to turn up his mic.
Okay.
Okay. What does it offer other than 240 hertz? What is 1500R? Is that the curve ratio? Okay, it's curved 240 hertz resolution?
Rapid curve.
Are you watching?
Yeah. I'm watching your stream.
Okay, G-Sync. Contrast ratio? Panel type? Is it VA, IPS, TN, OLED? Oh my gosh.
Dean, we've seen the video.
That's what I'm wondering about
I gotta
pricing.
start
Like,
asking.
it would be
Talk to
pretty
me about those
poggers if they
juicy
release a
things.
240 hertz.
So it's a 240
For
hertz
cheap.
curved gaming panel. We believe it's a world first. So you have lag-free and tear-free performance.
Damn, I'd buy that.
And we think that the
like
curved, the
240
1500 radius is going to be a
300.
very
The
immersive
submachine gun
experience
is
you wouldn't get
amazing.
from the traditional flat panel.
So you think that 240 hertz are going to get cheaper because everyone's buying them?
Sure, it's a 3,000:1 contrast ratio, so you get those deeper blacks, brighter whites, and hopefully you'll see your
That's what my
enemies
chat's
first
saying.
before they see you in the dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flash up on the screen as well.
First G-Sync
Well, that's just
compatible
gonna get
monitor, so
cheaper,
we're
yeah.
super excited about that.
Well, since
I mean,
this
of
is
course
the
they
PC
get-
gaming show,
they get cheaper.
A lot of people don't have
variety
higher
of
refresh
games
rate
here.
though,
What are
so I
the
feel like
types
that's
of games that you would expect.
I feel like anyone who
240.
like gets like a
Refresh rate in the
decent
G-Sync
rig is like
So we think
they
everybody's
can
going to
always get
appreciate
a
the speed
higher
and
refresh rate
performance,
monitor. It's a
but
gaming
ultimately,
monitor.
esports
Well, I think that's a
first-person
pretty
shooters
small
is really gonna
population.
Right. Well, of
Not
course,
that.
I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what
Brett.
type of cost are we talking?
Sure. So
Go
it'll be
punch
available
some people.
mid-July,
I have like all
under
gamers,
$400,
like
for 27
probably
inch
less than
panel.
1% that has
So
higher
it
refresh rate.
expands our gaming
It's
lineup.
annoying how
Yeah.
expensive and
Because when you said 400,
feature-packed
I mean,
TVs
that's
are, even though there's like
27
nothing
inch
like
panel.
TV-wise that really takes advantage of it compared
our
to video
gaming lineup
games.
will expand to 8
Yeah,
models,
yeah.
ranging from 24
Like,
all the way up to 40.
High resolutions and frame rates, I could take
Check
advantage of that
out
with like
Samsung.com
just literally how
/
Windows
gaming240 or
desktops
see
work,
some back in
and
the
it's
room for
like,
more info.
Yeah, that's right. For
what
any of the
movie
audience
do you
that's
watch?
there,
We'll take advantage
go
of that.
there for it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's not 4K.
It's not 4K.
Not for that price point.
Wait, did they say the price?
Well, I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great presentations and games coming up.
Hey, Preston, are you coming?
Coming up in the
Yeah, I got lost.
Stay tuned for more announcements, trailers, and never-before-seen footage, including Gearbox answers burning questions about Borderlands
Fire weapons
3,
are great against these guys, by the way.
the next game from Clay Entertainment.
Makes
Get
sense
ready to
because,
rip the
they're
galaxy a
like
new
90%
wormhole
plant.
in Valfaris, and more.
Refresh rate makes everything better. I mean, obviously gaming takes
And
the
now the PC
best
Gaming
advantage
Show
of it.
presents What's Next from Funcom.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause. It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here
What's your
at the
shield
PC
at?
Gaming Show for the very first time ever.
6,173.
And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on.
What's yours at?
So,
I
without
got a
further
mega
ado,
one that like
here are
destroys
some
all
of
my
the
health,
games
but it's like all
coming
shield
for
and it's
2019.
almost 12,000.
What's your health?
5,000.
Strange is going on all
Mine's
across
9.
the zone.
Damn.
I don't fear nothing until now.
I think it might be like minus 50% health. I'll go this way.
I don't know what I'm doing.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Khan. We could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you?
Oh, it's a
happens to
moose.
me.
No, it's. I forgot the name of that game. I think it's called Mutants or something. No, they're showing off multiple games. Oh, but this one is this mobile? Conan Unconquered? No, it's just PC. No, see Bottom one just said PC, dude. Yeah, they're showing multiple games. This is now Moons of Madness.
Someone.
That's Space 4?
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly.
They announced it into Dead Space?
No, I'm joking. I wish.
It's a meme.
I like how yesterday you said, "Is this Dead Space 3?" And I'm like, "Bruh, Dead Space 3 came out years ago."
No, I was making a joke.
I know, it was funny.
Dead Space 3, you start on like a frosted planet like that. Like
Is
in
this
the middle
Lost
of fucking
Planet
nowhere.
3?
Yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for
I've
over
played all the Dead
26
Spaces. They're
years now.
fantastic games.
But recently we had
Oh,
the great
definitely.
pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers.
It
and
was
help
like the
them publish their
first like
games.
horror game series I legitimately
And on
got
that
into.
note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mace.
It was my first M-rated
He
game.
is founder of Mighty Kingdom,
Really?
a studio
Yeah.
out of Australia.
My first
has been
M-rated game
working
was
with
a
us
game
on
called
something
Gun.
Halo 3.
a little different.
Thank you.
It's probably the most M-rated game I could have
We put out a
M-rated.
little trailer for
San
something
Andreas.
called Conan Chop Chop.
Mine was like it was
and,
a game called
considering the
Gun
date,
on
it was perhaps
PlayStation
no
2, and it was like
surprise
this
that
old
people
Western
decided
game.
that was
It was
April
very
Fool's
fucking
joke.
violent.
So,
it was my stepdad's
yeah,
game.
we have a little
He didn't
surprise
want
for
me
you.
to play it, but I
Check this
played
out.
it in my spare time anyways, because you know, why not? It was also where I saw my first virtual boob.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
What game was that?
It was called Gun.
Test Drive Unlimited, they had jiggly boobs.
Test Drive Unlimited.
That's true.
I played on PC, on my PSP, so I didn't have that physics.
Aw, damn. Missed out.
Ooh,
Like the
looks
bitch
juicy.
that drove the pink Mustang. Pickle.
It's all about the Tomb Raider pointies.
Yeah, triangles.
Yeah, the triangles. Binding of Isaac 3.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very real, and it's coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch on September the 3rd this year. It's 2019. We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give...
We're here to chew gum and kick ass.
Then please don't hesitate to drop by.
And I'm all out of gum.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good reference.
It's from like an old-ass movie.
I'm out of ass.
Last Oasis is a nomadic survival
We're here
game
to
set
kick
in a
gum and chew ass.
post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating.
Gross.
The last humans need to outrun the blazing sun in massive open-world environments. Good times. But cheer up, sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking
Would you
multiplayer
rather me
we've
say
seen,
kick names
with
and
interesting
kick
ideas
ass?
underneath. A player-driven economy and some truly incredible death machines. Coming to early access on Steam on July 15th. Let's take a trip.
No,
to
you're
Last
not,
Oasis.
Trent. You're not alone.
My tribe built wooden legs to lift us over the burning sands. We must move forward, or die beneath the sun.
Oh, what? Who the fuck?
God, Preston, you could just not die for like 5 seconds.
I got him. Hey, you die more than bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't died at all.
Yeah, never.
Never.
Ooh, it's like boats, but on sand.
Oh, wow, a hovercraft.
No, it's like a... Oh, it's weird. It's like a flying machine.
Oh, fun. Yeah, waterproof edition. Dude is in the Sea of Thieves. Drought.
Hey, those snipers will fuck you up.
I know, what's happening to me, Dewey.
They are weak as fuck, but they hurt like a bitch.
Oh yeah, pedal bows are why don't people use pedal bows? I'd use a pedal bow. Oh
Pedal
shoot! They have a
Ow!
a
What?
big,
I didn't know. What?
land ship. Yeah, Big
Did
Daddy
you know that
ship.
was gonna crush me?
Yeah, the elevator came down. That's why I got out.
Should have said something.
Sorry.
I was waiting for the elevator to go up.
Just in case you didn't know what you were watching.
Cost me 22 grand.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know what it was sponsored by.
Bitch.
Epic Games Store style. People like these hexagon tile games.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director, Leonard Sass, and principal gameplay developer, Tom Bird. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
So, Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic empire. At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction.
Yeah.
They include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
Fuck.
You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games, to give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place.
Oh, you can vote
and
this way.
And that spaceship will then transform into your capital colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story. Well, not most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab, which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons who come and get you.
And I did see in the trailer dinosaurs with lasers, correct?
Dinosaurs with lasers.
Perfect. Well,
cats with lasers. No, sorry, no cats with lasers.
Like for the shit to
I'm
spawn
so
in.
sorry to disappoint all of you. No cats with lasers. You have to settle with dinosaurs.
Oh,
You know, I saw
DLC.
the expansive tech tree show
They
up
said
in the
everyone
game
is here, but they
briefly, and I
didn't put
know
the cats
that
with lasers.
growing resources and tech is a huge part of strategy games. How does that function?
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers.
Well, I'm out of ammo.
Orbital laser cannons you can launch from space. Social doctrines, it's not all about war. And
keep
then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology. It's all about the future of your faction. So you
your
can
war
create
face?
like a combination between man and machine or man and computers.
I'm out of ammo and I get
Others
half
include
done.
doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites, or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love how many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw. 'Cause
it
in
looks
a
so
lot of
much like
strategy games, the
Timefall.
combat can be very brief. It just, shows two armies pinging off each other. But I
Yeah,
understand that
Timefall is a good thing to rep. Timefall is a good.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be
Scoping out
inside the
like
lab.
that,
You see all
right
the
side of the crowd.
pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move them into
When I
cover,
see it.
use their abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen the dwarf, so you've got like a bunch of space dwarves in little metal suits. They'll dig holes in the ground, like shoot from the...
What are the
from
odds?
holes. Maybe you've chosen the Kirko, sort of horrible alien bug monsters. They run forwards and slash
More
people
than
and
one
puke acid on
person
them,
likes
that kind of thing.
Timefall, dude.
how long do some
You're
of these
not the only
battles wind up
person who likes
lasting?
Timefall.
It depends. A short battle can be maybe
50-50.
2 or 3
Either
minutes, but at
happens
the
or it
end of the
doesn't.
game, you've got a massive siege with like 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side. You've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world. And that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Timefall's a good game,
Talk
dude.
to us about when we can play the game.
Okay, the game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
Well, lovely. Hey, what's that URL?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me up on the
Thank
stage.
you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan Z. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from over.
It's because he hasn't played Timefall.
This is the world-exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Rated M for mature.
Is Sniper Elite 4 new? I can't keep track of the numbers. Wait, this is Call of Duty! This is zombies, guys. This is Call of Duty Zombies.
Keep up!
What the heck? Oh, that's juicy. Ooh, are they gonna fight them? Dang, brain should like, they just melt in your mouth, don't they? This is juicy.
Roger that.
Just die.
Come on, let's go!
Ooh! Wow, I only killed one zombie. Oh wait, it's Hitler. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, dude, it's straight up Hitler. It's zombie Hitler.
Oh,
a
shit.
love letter to classic JRPGs.
Oh!
What's next for Warframe?
Ooh, Warframe.
A surreal noir adventure set
Warframe?
before,
So much
during,
shit
and
over there.
after
Oh
the
my
Big
god,
Bang.
Preston.
Baldur's Gate 3.
The amount of
more.
shit over
Oh,
here.
that guy's...
Hey, there's a legendary weapon.
Like we need it.
Uh-oh, we're about to see some cute
It's a
wifeys.
shotgun. It's better than the one I got, so.
Oh, here we are.
100 years, the root have ravaged the earth.
Perfect world? Oh, this is a perfect world, guys.
Assault without reason.
How much money do you have?
We are
Like 150.
that we do not understand.
How much money do you have?
1.2 million.
Evil will consume our
Dang.
world.
How much do you have? I have 150. How about you? I got 1.2 million.
Unless
disparity is real.
You bitch.
To meet it. A trial.
That's like an order of magnitude on an order of magnitude on an order of magnitude on an order of
It's
magnitude.
just times 10, bro. It's not that big a deal.
You know, you just said 150.
1,000.
Yeah, I know. That was the joke.
They are here.
Silly. Alright, launch it. Let Tiny Tina do it.
Plants rise up.
Let Tiny Tina do it.
You never push your button. Go ahead, Tiny.
Well, did you talk to her?
Are you guys doing the new DLC?
I love this
Joining
girl.
me on the stage to talk about Remnant
Kill us.
from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got
We
the
both
chance
died.
to see so much new gameplay footage and
Oh, we have to fight
environments.
somebody
Let's
now?
welcome the CEO of Gunfire
Oh
Games,
shit, is that
David
the fucking
Adams.
rocket? What?
So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant
It's a
from
rocket
the
on a
Ashes,
rocket.
what kind of game is
Oh,
it?
you fell?
So Remnant's
Oh,
a
shit.
co-op action shooter set on
Goodbye.
apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that
Goodbye.
trailer, we got the chance
Oh,
to see a
there's a wall.
huge variety of
Unfortunate.
different environments. Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in this story?
So as a player, you're on sort of
Close
an
way.
Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales.
Who hit
you
the
go
button? Did
through
you hit the
just to
button?
experience a
No.
bunch of different stuff.
The fuck?
You start on Earth,
Totally.
but it rapidly
Lilith
changes
did.
very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You've built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces
Yeah,
and
it
stitches
is
it
linked
together.
with the
So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree ant. And we'd have completely
We have
different
no main
experiences
mission.
And
playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going
She's
through and
explaining
eventually
it right now.
explore what all
Well,
the
that's a side
possibilities
quest. I
are.
picked up a side
Yeah,
quest.
you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game, just jumping in and seeing
Oh,
what
here
you
it
get.
is.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which
Cost
is,
of
I understand, a
progress.
big part of the game. How does
Uh-oh.
it function
Loot.
alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game
You have
is
to go to
all
class here
legendary
first, don't
items,
you?
and it's tied into the dynamic
40
generation.
minutes.
So if you fight a boss or meet an NPC or get a cool unique
So you
side
can leave it
quest,
like 240,
generally coincides with a cool
250.
unique item, like a boss
Almost
weapon
an hour.
or a magical item or armor. So if you play the game and you get all completely different events, you'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the
we should
trailer,
pick
I
up
also
the,
saw that there were 3 people walking through these, and you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses or fight off different events or just generally progress.
Why is she crying?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls. I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date? Where can people go for
It's
more?
a Dark Souls with
So
third-person
Remnant's
shooters.
coming
Okay.
out August 20th on
awesome.
PC and Xbox and PS4. And if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, David Adams from Gunfire Games. Thanks so much for talking to us about
Doesn't
Remnant.
that just mean it releases on August 16th?
And as we
I don't
mentioned
understand this whole
earlier,
pre-order to
keep
get a
those
game early
questions
thing.
coming. I will be asking on stage the creative director of
It just means
Borderlands
it releases
3
that day.
everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use hashtag PC Gaming Show. And until that time, let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Clay Entertainment called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in one short month on July 11th in
Epic
alpha. Let's take a
exclusive.
look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Bro, what you doing, Bracken? I'm trying to pick up this quest, bro.
Oh, it's Hearthstone.
Hearthstone, the Epic exclusive?
No, it's like it's a roguelike card game. I think it's like a kind of like a JRPG style card game.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Developments. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So Planet Zoo is a new management sim game from us. It involves you building and looking after a modern zoo, and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe you've ever seen in a video game. Each of our animals are unique. They have their own needs, their own desires, and their own behaviors. They interact with each other and react with the world that you build around them. And today, for the very first time, we're really excited to show everyone here our gameplay video and to announce our launch date.
Oh, fantastic. Let's buy the world's largest family pass and take a look inside.
RP? Roleplay time?
Found Cloud Cheek. Where? Down here. Here's where the exclamation mark was.
Wow, the animals look way more realistic than the people. The animals actually look really good.
Lisa, I love some of the
Oh, you're
animal
replacing the
shenanigans
blocks and
here.
chains already?
I mean, hippos pooing, adorable baby elements. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't
Yeah, I'm
wait
not
to
there.
play it. But before we saw the trailer,
I
you
know.
mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that
I'm well aware.
So nowadays when you go to the zoo, you're
I'm
not
running.
just going to see
You're
all the
good.
lovely, pretty animals. You go there, you want to be,
learning about conservation, you want to learn about the research that they're doing, you want to be educated. And these are all things that you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart, and we're going to be promoting the health and the welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do.
And Piers, when can we see more gameplay?
All right, should we get back to the main quest?
When are we going to be able to get our hands on it ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't going to be able to see that. So we've recorded our presentation. Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes live this Friday at 11
I'm standing right next to the objective for the main quest.
Fantastic. I
I'm
cannot
standing right
wait
next to the
to
objective for
watch.
this one.
Thank you so much for joining us, Piers and Lisa, everyone. Next up, we have a very special guest all the way from Japan.
Let me just see where it went.
Please welcome to the stage gaming industry legend and Shenmue creator, Yu Suzuki.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the stage is a legend of Japanese game development. It's Mr. Yu Suzuki.
Hello, everyone.
In addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yu-san also created the Shenmue series, and he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right now. Take it away, Yu-san.
この場に立てて光栄です。I am so honored to be here standing on the stage today. それと20年支えてくれたファンの皆さん、ありがとう。I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much. Wait.
The charts are also made up.
The wait is nearly over.
That's right. Let's take a world-exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong enough.
Grandmaster, I...
A long time ago, martial arts were bad, but humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became stronger. One even practiced atop this very boat. Nam-Tren survived the ban and was passed on in this way.
What did you say to me? Stop it.
They threaten and extort money from shop owners, get drunk by noon, and cause trouble. Everyone in town is afraid.
Are you gonna achieve it?
They are heartless.
Hey, wait right there.
Oh, he dropped a purple weapon.
Are you okay?
This is him, the Japanese guy who
Alright, he
got
wants
in
us
our
to go
way.
back now, so we can...
You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yu-san, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Now our next title is near and
It's
dear
awful
to my
musty
childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
I don't know, look at the mini-map. I'm not crazy, right? Oh, we'll go up. Haha. I'm dumb.
Oh, this looks cool.
The essence within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and beasts of the land, it flows through the forest, it breathes the sand.
Lightning and thunder and crackling waves, a land torn asunder by night and by day. The
been playing too much Crackdown.
Yeah, trying to climb walls.
No, I saw a fan with air blowing up. I'm like, oh cool, jump boost, and died.
Oh shit, I was about to do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
as you were saying it, I saw it and I'm like, oh. Oh, these particular guys are fucking.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest, and here to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey,
Yeah.
Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
I mean, let's just start off for anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with in the town that you just saw in the end of the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders, it's what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world, they pick up resources to flag mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town so you can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and, you know, I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies, man. Talk to me about those juicy battles.
Yeah, so the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats, like offense and defense and health and so on.
I left it for
They
you.
go in initiative order, and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned wands and face spirits.
Great, and griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
And well, you know, as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean,
Yeah.
one of them is our magic system.
You good?
We
You got
call
him?
it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe,
Get him.
everything has an essence within them. It's sort of like the soul.
That-
So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops.
I've got
with the
something I
right
wanna
essence
show
with your
you.
wielders.
Oh, I 'Cause see. I've never
so if you
seen
want
it
to like
before.
make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of
I
have
have
to like, weigh the pros and
275,000.
cons of what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
And late 2020.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to
I got
songsofconquest.com and
skin
sign up for
cosmetic
alpha,
for
and
R,
then
and it was
you
like that
can
it was
play
rainbow.
earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward
Was
to
it good or
playing it,
bad? I
Carl.
don't know.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That's the legendary I got earlier.
Oh, legendary. Oh, I thought you meant like purple.
Now our
No,
next title
that wasn't a purple gun.
is an
It's
updated,
fucking
popular co-op
I know, I'm
game.
talking about the
Let's see
orange
what's in store for
Oh.
It said legendary.
Vermintide 2.
Said, oh, I got a legendary. Oh.
Ready, gun flip. Yeah. Gun flip. Gun flip.
Hey, that one flips. What are you going for? For it to land up?
Yeah, you gotta land it on its stock.
I don't think that was gonna happen.
It happens, trust me.
But some guns have bigger stock.
I've done it before, so I know it'll happen.
Well, try different angles, bro. Oh! I'm gonna take your gun.
The rainbow one?
Yeah.
It's shit compared to mine. I want it though. It's colorful.
Okay. How much is it worth compared to your?
$34,000 or $36,000.
How much is your?
$6,000. Ooh, my mom's home with food. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
so it is better.
Why is mom not home? Oh, what? Bro, stay the fuck inside. I got my hopes up. Actually, yeah, I want some pie. Why are you gonna say anything if it's not fucking ready, dickhead?
You just saw the reveal of
What?
the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2, which
Okay.
turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally
gonna go?
competitive.
I
It
don't
looks
know, I'm gonna
deliciously
go,
vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when you know
sightseeing?
you're going ham on a fellow player,
Get those
making him or her
exclamation
cry
mark.
little baby rat tears behind
I
their
can't get
computer
it.
screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 Versus beta at
I found where we have to go.
versus. In Per Aspera, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars.
Oh, this one gives you an
whose
orange
ultimate
pistol.
purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Talon Industries
an
and
optional quest
publisher
that will give us
Valkyrie,
a legendary.
here's a first ever look at Per Aspera.
As we all know, reaching the Red Planet was not humanity's greatest achievement. transferring the complexity of the human mind to machines was. So they can succeed where we fail. So they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock.
Ow. Ow.
Today, Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy, are you with us?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
That's kind of cool. Ooh.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest sent players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about Ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desilets. Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I've been waiting 10 years to come back on a big stage at E3 showing off a game.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy, I'm the historical dude, so I need an historical period. So I said, oh, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do. Because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive. Because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's not easy to build.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass characters. And eventually you evolve into different species, up until Lucy the Australopithecus roughly 2 million years ago.
I imagine our ancestors had a lot more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world, so tell me a bit more about those.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody is there to kill you and devour you. And basically, at the end, it's pretty much you, where you're the predator, and everybody's afraid of you. And that's the idea of Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey.
So, Patrice, ultimately, what is the key to evolving your clan successfully?
Curiosity. You need to explore. Because
I didn't take it.
You know,
what?
I made a game about characters, and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story.
Elemental effects killing shit.
There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and see mission givers. It's not about looking at the mini-maps and the little dots. It's about you, hey, Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking the players. It'll be for you to answer that question August 27th.
That looks like fun.
On PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you so much,
Patrice.
good at
As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th.
I'll go jump in it if you want me to.
Do it.
Thank you.
Oh, I missed.
Oh my god. I should show you. Oh my god, it's all red now. You painted the wall.
That was kind of cringe. You didn't let me do my job. I wanted to ask you a
Really
question.
painted everything.
.com. Oh, you said it.
There was a huge blood spray. You want to see it?
I saw it on my stream.
Oh, okay, you saw the blood? Crazy.
It did a squirt.
It was huge. Ow. Hey, can you give me something to kill?
Yeah, I think they're just doing a recap.
Boss fight. Ding. Foul. Oh, it doesn't do anything.
There was some cringe in the last interview. Oh, 2 stars. A level 30 bird boss or something? I don't know. What type of mobile game looking stuff is this? Auto chess?
Please welcome to the stage, Loring Lee, founder and CEO of
It should have
Dragon
just
Nest.
called Auto Chess.
Indeed, Auto Chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about its coming to PC is Loring Lee. Take it away, Loring.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Loring Lee. Yeah. Hello.
Gross.
Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of
Nice.
Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher. Comes from China. I'm so happy to be here
Oh, I can see
today
that
on
too.
this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really an exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, this is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragon's Den now is working with the creator.
I know. I mean, the thing is, I know it's big. I don't barely know how it works. I know it's like a Dota 2 thing.
To your world, both on PC
What is all this
and
fucking loot? We
mobile.
never got
I
this
kind of
loot.
barely know about it
Everybody
outside of
from
that.
anywhere
But that's
with
why
any
it
device
was weird to
can
hear about
enjoy
it
the
because
fun
I didn't know there was a
Auto Chess.
standalone game just simply
Now they are
called
building the PC
Auto
version
Chess.
with
It's just
by
called
using
Auto
the,
Chess.
Gaming engine or Unreal Engine.
It's
4.
like
As
making a
everyone
prop
knows,
hunt game and just calling it prop hunt.
Unreal Engine is one of the best gaming
Or a
engines.
MOBA game
Not
and
just
just
me, right?
calling
We
it
never got
MOBA.
this
With the
much loot
help,
in the main game, right?
with the help of
I
Epic
mean-
Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our
Remember we fought that big
quickly
drum?
and efficiently. And today, I'm very glad
Stop, like, the
to
hype arena.
announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to
I
the
tried
Epic
to play
Games
MOBA
Store.
games.
I look forward.
Epic Games Store!
Overwatch?
Did you hear that? It's coming to the Epic
I
Games
look
Store!
forward to
Dude,
all
I'm
of
so
you
excited.
playing Auto Chess on PC later this year. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Loring Lee.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
You like
Thanks
Dota
so much
2?
for sharing the
I don't- I
news
can't
with
get into
us.
MOBAs.
Once
It's
again,
a
Auto
gun
Chess,
thing
if
right
you
here.
have not
He's
played
coming,
it,
by
you
the
must
way.
check it out. It is so fun. Our next
He
title
probably- I
with
probably didn't
Frankie
paste
up
it right.
above, I understand is an inspired
Or maybe
indie
you're on
game.
mobile, maybe that's why.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we
We're immune to
love
the gas
about
now,
PC
Preston.
gaming is the way that
Oh,
game
we
creators
are?
from all over the world can draw inspiration
get more
from
melee
one another's
damage?
work. Chris Tales is
Oh.
a great example of that, a gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia. Chris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and future.
So what's even
on
the point of
screen
having
at
the
same
pop-up?
time. So you'll see the future change based on your decisions in real time. Here's the world-exclusive reveal of Chris Tales.
I guess it isn't over. I thought they were like they're ending it, but it looks like oh, we got some pod content after that. It's Auto Chess and whatever this cool looking thing is. I like the art.
Shit, there's a whole bunch
If
of
you
dudes
saw
behind
what
us.
was,
as well.
what is,
To the left.
and what would
Did
be.
you hear what Ellie said?
No.
If you knew how it
She
ends,
said if there's spores clogging up my
Would you
engines, I
change
swear to
it?
God, I'm gonna smother
could
him
you
under
make
one
the hard
tit.
decisions?
Oh my
And
god.
Would you be strong enough to fight? If you learn from the past
Simultaneously.
and act in the present, you can rewrite the future.
Is this like Guacamelee where you like can sift? Ooh. Chris Tales. Oh, they have a demo. They have a demo out. You can play right now.
In PC gaming, it's not the size of your weapon, It's how you use it. And I'm holding one of the, well, quite frankly, it's a bit average, isn't it? It's just your average, you know, Glock, really. No. It's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris.
What's
a
that shit
brutal,
that we used to open the
heavy-metal-infused
gold
2D action platformer
chest to get
inspired by true old-school classics like
shift codes, right?
Assuming the role of
I hope
fearless
the new game doesn't have that.
Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to wreck the galaxy a new wormhole from publisher Big Sugar. This is Valfaris.
Oh,
It's not like it's pay to win.
This is
You can't pay
Valfaris.
for codes. You can
I
only
guess
do
we'll
it,
have
like,
an
watching
opinion
events
about it.
and shit. I mean, yeah.
This looks so old school.
Could you imagine if Destiny had a thing where if you, like, go on their Twitter and shit and get all their codes, that you get better loot? You know, mad that you make people? Like, you should only get loot from in the game, in my opinion. For doing stuff in the game.
You okay there, bud?
Kinda. I'll get this one.
Just incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3.
Beautiful's the new one, thanks.
Yeah, there you go, Paul. Welcome.
Paul Sage killed it at the Borderlands 3
There's been so
announcement.
much hype around
event.
Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so you know we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose. And she is our gunner vault hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. All about loot. We're talking about, you know, the different loot, the shields, grenades, and things, going to different planets, so a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I mean, I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yes, I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech. It's called Iron Bear.
Oh, yeah,
she gets into
teleport.
Iron
There's nothing
Bear.
to kill.
You know, we have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun or a flamethrower. You know, if you want to barbecue your enemies, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice.
You know, yeah, Mose is a terrifically fun character for us right now.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot, because you've mentioned
Shoot him in the
having
dick.
a billion
You can
guns
probably find a
earlier.
list of everything in that
some of
set.
the other gear, the other progression
Steam
systems right in the
has-
game.
Yeah, so let's talk about
On
grenades.
their
Like one of my
homepage, they
favorite things that we
basically
don't
like
get
are
to talk
listing
about a lot.
everything like.
So in the past
at
we've had
E3.
grenades that they've had like one thing they can bounce, they can stick to different things, you know.
saw that.
Yeah.
This time we're combining like all of those
I'm
things.
stuck.
So for
I'm
instance,
in
the
the
other day I
planet.
was playing and I threw a grenade and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have like a ton
I'm
of
stuck.
different grenades
I broke the
that are
game.
in there.
I'm stuck. I'm
Uh-oh.
not supposed to be here.
The, the
kill him?
stream is freaking.
No,
that shield
I'm
will
stuck.
extend
Oh,
out
this
in
is
front of
actually
you,
interesting.
You know, so
I'm
just
stuck in his
tons of
arms.
different things that
Okay,
we
I got
have,
up somehow.
you
What the
know, with
fuck?
our characters, class mods.
I can't shoot
class
anything.
mods are
I'm just
unique,
getting hurt.
and that they give you skills this time as
Can
well
you
as
see me?
enhancing
Can you see
skills
where I
you
am?
currently have.
I also remember earlier you mentioned about artifacts. What are those?
I was
So
looking at that
artifacts
poll.
are, you know, we
Everyone
kind of
seems to be most
concentrated
excited
on,
about
like,
Flack the
hey, does the
Beastmaster.
game feel fluid? Can I, you know, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we slid into a barrel, right? And the barrel exploded, and we're like, well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and
Oh, I
every
got
time
out
you
somehow
slide,
because he
there's an
lowered his arms,
explosion.
like,
We have
you know.
something we call.
I use
Second
Windows
category of
Shift
questions
S.
unrelated to category of questions unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single player campaign. What's going to be happening after the campaign? What are some of the
everyone's
beyond
F
the single
because of the
player, maybe
stream.
end game content that you can talk
It's
about?
not me.
All right, in-game content.
F
Okay,
in the
well, it's
chat.
E3, so I can give a little bit. So we have this thing what we call the Guardian system. So for those people who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, you know, is basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats.
Yeah.
We doubled down on that. We have what we call Guardian Ranks.
Yeah,
And Guardian
Windows
Rank not
Shift S
only
is
has
really
that
good.
infinite progression,
It
but it has
it's immediately in
skills
your
and different
clipboard. You don't have to
skins
do
that
anything
you can
extra.
open up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is, like, every character that you play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian rank.
Oh, interesting. All right, last category we're going to go through, and then we're going to hit some rapid-fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss fight, like I'm an old school Nintendo fan, right? So I love huge boss fights that have like 3 phases and stuff like that. So now those people, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so there are different like huge boss encounters there that are just, multi-phase boss encounters. We have like a lot of different mini bosses throughout the game, so a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First from Castore, how will you be handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time, so.
Awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so you.
Can you pet the gun?
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is
funny.
Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, you tease.
Sorry.
Oh,
all
you
right, from Ironic
tease.
Sanguine
Oh my
says,
God.
is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice.
We waked them.
All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see Flak?
What if I don't want it? I think it's done nothing but green.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
I'll get it.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds of PvP?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
And also maybe. Perfect.
Maybe,
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September.
Bitch, I got 75 already.
Comes out Friday the 13th?
Borderlands.com for more information.
Borderlands comes
Thanks
out
so much
Friday
for
the
joining me on
13th.
stage.
Sean, thank you.
Nice.
That's pretty epic.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in
On the
downtown
Epic Game
Borderlands 2,
Store.
oh, they're beautiful. Our next game, we're going to be revisiting a guest.
You
that we
know they're
saw
going to be
earlier.
programming the
So,
gun petting
he's
feature soon.
upstairs with
You know what this
Frankie.
place is,
What you
right?
got for
Yeah,
us?
that's where that dude is.
Oh, hi, we're
Why is it
live.
always low and
Sorry.
purple
Hello,
in here?
I was just, I was actually testing out
Left
my
Sark
outfit for
exposed.
this weekend.
So
I
he
don't know,
just
what do
sits
you
in
think,
there,
John?
there's nothing.
I think
in
you
there,
look
no
really
bathroom,
sharp,
like,
as
what?
always.
Very sharp.
Masturbate
Thank you so
on
much.
the
John Gibson, president of
That's how he
Tripwire.
makes
Thank
it,
you for
actually.
joining
That's
us
his shit.
again on the show.
Yeah, very excited to be
busy
here.
man, yes.
Yes.
Now, last
September.
year, we revealed Man-Eater to the world. And can you remind anyone who
10,
missed it
15
what the
minutes
game's
before I
all
have to go to
about?
class?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as
Oh,
a
side
small
Yeah, and then
baby
in
shark pup,
August it's coming
and
out.
you have to survive in this harsh world and try to eat your way to the top
I
of
heard
the
like,
ecosystem.
like-
the 3 words that we think
I
sum
can't
the game
remember.
up the best are eat,
Six
explore,
months
and
after
evolve. And we
it
also
comes
have
out on
someone
Epic,
we'd
it'll come
like
out
you
on
to
Steam.
meet.
Well, let's meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
Ooh, Tripwire. She's a Mississippi Queen?
Did you destroy the key? You could like take a picture. Of the map.
Come any closer with that camera, we two gonna tussle.
Uh-oh.
John, who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was Scaly Pete. And
Press
Scaly Pete's the villain in
hashtag
this
F
tale.
to respect this art.
Pete is,
my
is
God.
our best fisherman in the Gulf, best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you he's the best shark fisherman. And
F to
he
pay
disfigures
respects.
our baby shark at the beginning of the
Oh,
game
dude.
and does some really nasty
Have-
things. So he's not a very nice guy. And our
Catch you on
story
the
of
flip-flop,
Man-Eater is
dude.
told through the lens of a reality
Well, a lot of
show
people
called
live in
Shark Hunters
Sanctuary. They
versus
all evacuate.
Man-Eaters. And it follows Pete and the player shark on its adventures. And it's a really, it's a very exciting way to tell a story.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game.
To write shark after
but
being mutilated.
we like to think of the game as a shark-tastic fun action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark. But there's
it's the GTA
there is
of
more
shark
to the game
games.
than just eating. So we spent a lot of time moving through the water,
God,
reaching out,
that's what he said.
and adding abilities to go up on the beach for an afternoon snack. There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
Shitty ending.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
Have an orgy or something.
So there's three
It's like
facets
the
to
Asgardians
the shark
says-
PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions.
Asgard
So
is
growth
wherever the people
comes
are,
about
not the
through eating
city.
things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of like your XP in the game. That allows you to level up. Your shark will grow a little bit. You'll get more powerful. And then at key phases that we call life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights, or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon
Was
snacks.
that a super short DLC, or were we just super slow? Were we super slow with Drunken's Dungeons
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John.
there it is.
Otherwise,
The
I'm
can
going to have
stays
to
with
start
it.
biting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit.
Oh,
I'm just having a
damn.
snack. Thank you, John.
So you called the audience
Oh, yeah.
a snack?
Hey-o. Hey, we did
Hey-o.
it. Good job. Oh, we can start it.
Gaming chair? Epic gamer chair?
Assault rifle damage plus 47%. What? Holy crap.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming Show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all
Now add a
time,
new
selling
tier.
almost 30 million copies. And part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers Relogic continue
we
to
gotta
add
go get Butt
content,
Stallion.
going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
Terraria's getting an expansion.
Oh, cool.
It's called Journey's End.
You have to pay for it?
I don't know.
I don't have the Headhunter pack. Select one that needs. But we have
They should come with the Handsome
Hammerlock's
collection.
Hunt, Campaign of Carnage, Pirates. Jason, we have 3 more DLCs.
Wow. F.
The
F
next
in chat.
title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor to Her Story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game
Expansion
director
ruined.
Sam Barlow
How
and
was it ruined?
actor-producer Logan Marshall
It
Green. Welcome,
froze, and then
gentlemen.
they just moved on.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My main man.
Now, if you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies? What's the premise?
So, like Her Story,
No, I'm
Telling
reading
Lies
the
is
book.
a game in which you watch video footage
Bro, we
to
do-
piece
what?
together a story.
What?
This time,
well,
we
you
have
can't take a second to decide what we're doing before you do that.
NSA hard drive.
You got class in like 5 minutes. What do you
contains
mean?
secretly
In
recorded
10 minutes, I just want to know, like, I don't know, just make sure before we get off.
Something has gone
Fucking
terribly
school,
wrong,
Preston.
and it's up to you to figure out what and
We'll figure it out when you get back.
I have it's time to take a look
13
at
minutes.
some of the gameplay mechanics and see telling lies in action. Let's take a look.
Okay, so
Well, you could have said, okay, we're getting off or something, just like that, so I can Alt F4 instead of looking at your ass reading a book.
My mom should be home with food in a minute.
Once upon a time.
I bought some more of those little Debbie
It's late. I gotta get her in the bath.
I don't love you
Good
and I
launching
don't
on
miss
those.
you.
You already know too much. It's late. I gotta get her in the bath. Alright, love you. Wait, love you.
Oh yeah. Hi, Mama.
I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. I guess I still carry a torch for her, which makes me an incurable romantic.
I know, I was supposed to.
Or
whatever.
Underdeveloped emotionally. I'm a loyal friend.
A man died in my house at work today. We haven't done anything.
You can have him. I'll take the extra burger.
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you.
Frank!
About what we've just seen. I mean, talk to me about the mechanics. I mean, I saw, subtitles up, highlighting, and it was loading more video footage. What's going
You
on?
got an extra burger here,
So
dude.
what we do in Telling Lies is
No,
we
I'm gonna
take
take
all
the
of
extra burger, you take the fries.
exploration you would have in a normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Dingus.
And we apply that directly to the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places. And with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those, and over time kind of build up this picture of the story. And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with open world video games, they talk about, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
so
really?
It's a story that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I say, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game.
There's gonna be a
Free to
live-action
explore and
Uncharted
follow your
movie with Tom
curiosity.
Holland.
Just lose yourself in this story.
Yeah.
All the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this
Uncharted.
kind of game, what is it like to
Tom
actually
Holland.
try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing the specific footage you're performing?
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not
happy about
unlike a
that?
movie or a TV show, and we
Yeah,
had
that's
to
awesome.
understand it A to B. And so, for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show.
I love Tom Holland as an actor.
And in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order, but we actually stayed pretty linear in
Yeah.
how we approached the story. We went after it.
And I'm all about, like,
all the other times we're
video
actors.
game
we
movies
just
being
went
good.
after intention, and then what do we want?
It's been like so many game
And,
movies that are bad, except
and we
like
tried to
Pokemon
make
is like
it
the only one, I
as
think.
deep. It's got a lot of scope.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, look at you two. Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. We're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more during E3, and the game will be out, very soon.
Fantastic.
Desperate to get it out there.
Yeah.
And people to play it.
As soon as humanly possible. Well, Sam Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies. Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favorite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck,
was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
On July 1st, Tennessee's hands-free driving law will go into effect.
Oh, so that means you
You can't touch your phone.
you can't be on speakerphone. Well, you can if you're not. I think it's fine. George already has that. George has had it for a while, and my mom has had to use Bluetooth in her car now.
Now you just gotta be extra sneaky.
The only thing I do when I'm driving is I use Siri, so I pick up my phone and hold the button down, take a Siri text, or call, or get directions.
I use it for maps and music mainly. That's basically it. And I'm like, I need to know where I'm going, and I need to choose my song. I need to skip the song.
That's not what a cop thinks. I mean, that kind of thing you can't really enforce, hard to enforce.
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the
Did you guys play Warframe?
combat. So tell me about the new stuff that
I
players
played
will be able
it.
to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking,
It's
and now
really
I am
cool.
because it's real. Because Empyrean is what we're calling
I had a lot of fun.
Wait,
Railjack.
Jace,
It's
we played it.
basically taking the space
What?
ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that
we?
squad gameplay they know,
I thought we
taking
did.
the enemies like the
you
Corpus and
played
the
it
Grenier,
last-
giving them their own Railjack to
No, I thought-
essentially
never
explore
played
the solar
Warframe, I
system
promise
with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July
That's
6th,
good.
and you can come watch it online on Twitch.
Let's
We're gonna be
imagine
showing
Destiny,
a lot more in our
but
Twitch
even more
for,
grindy.
What Empyrean is going to be.
But it's really cool,
Today I'm
free to
getting
play,
full for the suit.
high
so, what's the
mobility.
deal with that sweet-looking Necros Prime? How do I get my tenor arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but there are ways. But yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch
even more
30 minutes
grindier
of our
version
Tenno
of
live
that
show,
suit.
you can
That
get
just
it.
sounds
But
like my fucking
hopefully
nightmare.
stay for the whole hour because we got lots.
A lot of people like that
Well,
shit, man.
thank you so much, Rebecca.
It's like
And
Monster
good
Hunter
luck
or
with
something.
TennoCon on July 6th. Thank you. Okay,
I don't
now
mind
we've
grinding
seen
game.
some amazing
Get me
stuff
wrong.
today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential-based cat odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Everything is just super artistic. Everybody trying to drip aesthetic these days.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western-inspired project from Studio Handy Games.
El Hijo.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios CEO Sven Vinke, and from Dungeons & Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah! Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, but we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons & Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? I said, yeah, of course I still want to do it. And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating. And here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you, Mike?
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now, but obviously you're going to go to the city, because we start with the city. You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places, and that's as far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements, because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons & Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into
See you in a bit.
structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons & Dragons.
Which player handbook?
Did you all
5th
beat
edition,
all
5th
the
edition.
Borderlands?
And so we ported
we
as much
beat
as we
the
could
new
to the
DLC,
video game. We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well, because it is a video game and this is made for
I'm trying to
tabletop gaming.
get
And
better parts because
so we
the
started
boss is too
modifying
hard
those
for me
things,
at
and
my
then we had
level
to
and my
add
parts.
things on top of it, because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to
master
start a fight with a pigeon. And he's like, okay, roll for dexterity.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But we've gone very, very far.
Yeah, I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game?
Well, I could, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
It's just an example, this is fine, we're just talking,
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
Well, really what it comes down to is providing the story support. We think of Dungeons & Dragons, the universe of D&D. It's like a toy box for dungeon masters and players to go into and build their own stories. So working with Larry and working with Sven, a lot of it was just opening up that toy box and sharing it and giving that kind of guidance. Like I remember one of our first meetings, we just laid out a map of Baldur's Gate and the Sword Coast and asking a lot of questions like, what kind of story do you want to tell? Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put into a game like this? And then in terms of the system support, what does it mean in terms of the story for each character? For each character race, each character class, so that if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game that we want to talk about on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one saga. All the different games coming together to tell one grand story of the city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
So this will give you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players a question: do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation? So we're putting that right in players' hands to make that choice.
Well, I have to ask Sven, it's a question on a lot of people's minds. What can you talk to us about expected release time frames?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait a little bit more when it's ready. This is the game that we want to play, so we want to make sure it's really, really good. And then when that's the case, then we'll release it.
Well, I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time, and I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the Divinity Original Sin games are any indication of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben and Mike talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded. Let's bring up on the stage the fantastic Frankie Ward. Come here, Frankie.
Hello. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Hasn't this audience been absolutely fantastic today?
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show. We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning, and of course the sponsors who helped make this possible: Epic Game Store, iWin, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely Planet Zoo, and slightly more awkwardly then I also want to eat things, maybe elephants included, so Man-Eater, of course.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of Conquest, and as you heard, there's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic E3. It officially begins tomorrow. Big shout out to all the other press conferences. Hello again, Drop Frames. Good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic time at E3 and go play some games and make some friends. See you next year. Bye, bye, bye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
I'll be back for Ubisoft's. We'll take a hiatus till then.